side of a saloon. The only other person here left many years ago. And now I sit here at the bar, feeling so alone. I've read all of the books I had and walked the planet round, but still the thing I'm looking for refuses to be found, except this clanging deep regret. Oh, I am such a fool, a man who wanted quiet, so he went up to the moon. But now this precious solitude I once thought so sublime has changed my sense of what is real and what is in my mind. I think I hear the voices of my distant family, the laughter of my oldest friends, the years I haven't seen. I know that that's impossible, I tell myself each day, but no one stops this growing sound that will not go away. But no one comes here for me, which was my own cruel design. There's nothing left but dusty dreams and memories and time. Hello, how are you? I heard you're on the moon. Tell us why you went up there, it's very strange of you. Now we all know that you're the kind of person who must find the things that keep you up at night and occupy your mind. But tell me, do you think that you can do it all alone? The answer must be no, or else you wouldn't even fold. Why don't you come down to earth? You know that we miss you. It's been so long since you've been gone up there on the moon. Up there on the moon. Up there on the moon. Up there on the moon.
Together, out here on the road, and our love takes center stage at every single show. But lately you've been distant, and I don't know what for. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. We were made for each other to hold on to. I was carved out of redwood beneath your moon. I was birthed in the mountain under the sun. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more.
I look out across the water, I smell the salt, I feel the breeze, but in my heart I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee. We don't know where these rivers flow, or why the wind chooses when and where to blow. The sun is gonna rise each and every time, but I've still got Tennessee on my mind. From Reaper's Fork to Watertown, and maybe Johnson City or Memphis bound. No matter where I go, no matter what I see, I still hear the calling of Tennessee. Who we to know where these rivers flow, or why the wind chooses when and where to blow. The sun is gonna rise each and every time, and I've still got Tennessee on my mind. I miss the smoke on the Cumberland and the fireflies at midnight, and the color of the leaves in the fall.
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. The biblical question for this week. My biblical question this week. Are you in control of your life? Are you in control of your life? An amazing question, right? Are you in control? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. Amazing. And if you're out and about, no matter what you're doing, where you are, who you are, and what you're doing, anywhere in the world, the whole wide world. And if you are a flat earther, up and down the world, you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad. You can also listen to it later, whatever, right? But you can listen to it on your iPhone or iPad by calling 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram and JLP on Twitter, JLP Talk on Twitter. Hit the like button, ring the bell, subscribe, and all those good things. It's amazing. So, I've said over and over and over, of course, and there are a few people who are waking up, who are starting to see with a clearer mind what's going on. But first, I got to tell you, I forgot. It's Tuesday. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. Good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe He'd take this anger from my soul, and I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see, and I could lean on God so He could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. That is an amazing song. Right on. So I've said that the battle is spiritual. And I now understand clearly that most people love their hell. They love living in their hell. They love the battle of hell that's happening inside of them, and they do not want to overcome it. And there's nothing, you can't help anyone else overcome it anyway. It is a road that you must travel alone in order to be free. There's a road that you must travel alone, that you must be free in order to be free. So you can't take anyone along with you. That number doesn't look right to me. Am I just seeing it? I just see 2 8s rather than 3 8s. Is that normal?
Yeah, on the stream, it won't.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I'm looking at some technical in the office here. And you can't take anyone on this trip. You know how when you go on a trip, skiing or hunting trip or fishing trip or some type of vacation, you like to take the family or take someone along with you so you can have fun, I guess. But this is one trip that you can't take anyone. You can't take your children. You can't take your husband, your wife. You can't take your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your friends, your enemy, your coworker. You must travel this alone. This road, this trip. And it started out rough. It started out rough. It started out lonely. It started out with fear. It starts out with doubt. It starts out feeling that you're just not going to make it alone. It starts out trying to make you turn around, telling you the weather is bad or the road is broken and you're not going to make it. Or there's a rock in the road that you can't get past or climb over. It started out rough. But if you stay with it, you get further and further and further down the road. And when you get way down the road, wherever that is, you discover a perfect joy, a fun traveling alone. And it just causes you to want to continue traveling alone and dealing with all of the bumps and the grinds and the whatever, right? And you're willing to cross over whatever mountain you have to cross over, whatever wall you have to cross over. You're willing to do it. Whatever river you have to swim through. It become really, and I'm telling you this as a witness to it. And it's hard to explain it, so you do the best you can. But it's a spiritual battle. And if you want perfect peace, if you want to be free, you can. But you got to get on this road and stay there. And don't let other devils inside of other people, because the devil is going to try to stop you inside of you. And then he'll use other human beings, because he dwells in human beings, to try to stop you too from traveling that road and come back into the hell that they're in. Human beings' hearts are evil, and so they try to hurt others. Not realizing what they're trying to do to you, they're doing it to themselves. Isn't that amazing? If you doubt me about doing it to yourself, you notice how you condemn others and then you condemn yourself. But if you never condemn others, you would never condemn yourself. That's amazing to me. It's a very, very interesting life. And the darkness hate the light. Satan, evil spirit, hate the light of God inside of you, and Satan hate the light outside of you, inside of other, hating you. It is an amazing discovery once you start it. It really, really is. But it's up to you. No one can make you wake up. They can point the way. That's about it. And anyone that says, oh, I feel sorry for my friends. I feel sorry for my mama. I feel sorry for my kids. I feel sorry for my father. I feel sorry for my coworker. They won't go. I want them to be saved. You're an idiot. You're lost. And anyone that tries to save somebody else is an idiot. They're lost. You hear the people go out and feed the homeless on Sunday mornings and Saturdays, and I guess sometime during the week. They go out and feed the homeless, and then when they feed them, they talk to them about the word. Those are blind people doing that. Because, first of all, the homeless doesn't care about the word. The homeless just want some free food. And they'll stand there and pretend that they're listening sometimes. But while you're giving them the word after feeding them food, they out there robbing your car, breaking your windows, trying to destroy you. But you feel all holy because you're feeding the hunger. I have a program, Feeding the Hunger. There is a time to do it, but at the right time, in the right way. And most people do it in the wrong way. It is a spiritual battle. Some of you have heard about the Great White Hope. In case you haven't, I'm going to first introduce the Great White Hope to you.
Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Amazing. Donald Trump. Meet the Great White Hope for those who might not know who I'm talking about. Well, the Great White Hope is dealing with a spiritual battle in a big way like I've never seen anyone else deal with in my entire life, except for what I've read about Jesus Christ. But I didn't see him dealing with that. But I'm watching Donald Trump, right? Running for president. And the evil ones want to destroy him. They want to stop him at any cost necessary. At all costs. They want to stop him. And they're using liberal white men, liberal white women, and of course blacks, liberal blacks, to try to stop the Great White Hope. Because they know that those people are evil and they hate the light in Donald Trump. They hate it. They hate the fact that they can't stop him, and they love the darkness, and the darkness have them doing whatever they can to try to stop him. And they don't care that you know that they're evil. They don't care that you know that they're wrong. They just want a false feeling of life. Because they definitely feel good. Emotions are evil, right? They definitely feel good about going after Donald Trump. They feel good about it. They don't care what you think. Just like your mama go after you, your friends, your wife, your husband, go after you. And the more they think that they're hurting you, the worse they get, because they get a false sense of joy, life from trying to hurt someone else. I'll encourage you to watch the Great White Hope. Have a little space there between you and the Great White Hope so you can watch how he deal with this and the outcome. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I have no clue. But I appreciate watching how he's dealing with this and understanding from it. I appreciate watching the light in operation against the darkness. Donald Trump, the light, and the rest of the world, the darkness, the ones that are going after him. It is wonderful to see. And again, I don't know what the outcome is, but, you know, this month is Men History Month. And happy Men History Month, by the way. But it's Men History Month. If you want to learn how to deal with evil, and you don't feel like just every day paying attention to yourself, watch The Great White Hope, Donald Trump. Just watch him. And watch yourself watching him. It's amazing to see. It is really, and it's no different than what's happening in your life to those who are trying, men and women who are trying to overcome, who are watching themselves, they're starting to wake up, and they see the hell that comes down when they try to wake up, inside themselves and from others. It's the same thing. Situations a little different, but the same battle. No difference. It is so interesting, I can't find the words. CNBC has reported that Donald Trump was indicted Monday night by a grand jury in Atlanta on charges he and his supporters attempted to interfere with the state's 2020 presidential election. No other U.S. president has ever been charged with crimes, and no other president has ever run for another term while fending off years of prison time. It's amazing to see. And the interesting thing is, that they've been going after him since he first announced a few years ago now, that he was running. And they used to love, fake love, Donald Trump prior to that. And then they turned. The disciples turned on him, way on him. The man that they said they loved, now they're saying they hate. And the only thing differently that he's done is decided to run for president. He decided, I'm going to run for president. I want America to be great again. And the disciples scattered and turned on him. If you don't see the spiritual battle in that, then I don't know what. I do know what. The reason you don't, because you are blind and you don't want to see. That's why you don't see it. Just as you are blind and you don't see it in yourself. So just watch. Don't assume the outcome either way. You don't know what it's going to be. But because you're not going to get the truth from the media, the politicians, the Republicans nor Democrat politicians. Maybe one or two Republicans, but not. Now that we have a one-party system, you're not going to get the truth as to what's really going on. And that's fine. I told you yesterday we played these people over at the fairgrounds there an hour in the Republicans, some Democrats running. And they were rapping, they were saying stupid stuff about being color and everything. Stupid people running for president in the Republican Party. Can you believe it? We have a one-party system now. So either you wake up, because if you don't wake up, you're not going to be able to handle what's happening and things to come outside of you. It's bad enough handling what's inside of you. You're not even handling that. But you're not going to be able to handle it if you don't wake up. You think the suicide rate is bad now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Fentanyl, people killing themselves with fentanyl, you ain't seen nothing yet. The devil is in the details, and he's on the move. He's roaming the earth, the entire earth, seeing who he can devour. And he's having a hoot nanny of a time because a lot of people falling for the devil. What a mess! And I want you to know, everything starts with you in your world. It starts with an idea. And then it brings on a feeling, and then you react. And then once you overreact, you blame others for it. Isn't that amazing? And when you blame others for it, you don't see what you're doing. And you stay in your hell. So you can continue in your anger and fear, or you can overcome fear, anger, or overcome anger, fear. They're both the same. You have anger, you have fear. You have fear, you have anger. And anger is evil. And I know that people say, oh, Jesus was angry. They're lying to you. But you can believe a lie if you want. You can believe the lie. And most people love the lie. They love the lie and hate the truth. They will not welcome the truth, but they will welcome the lie. Amazing, huh? It's mind-blowing to me. It really, in a good way. Over the weekend, and I believe I spoke about this in our fellowship on Sunday. You can check it out at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I was thinking about how the government told the blacks that we're going to defund the police. We're going to take away where you don't have to pay to get out of jail, bail bonds. We're going to forbid anyone in the media anywhere reporting what you're doing. And so you can have your way. We're going to let you out of the prisons and the jails, and you can have your way in committing crimes, killing one another, killing the white people, robbing their homes and stealing their cars, smoking pot and fentanyl and everything. No laws for drugs. Matter of fact, we're going to build some more drug stores for marijuana, pot, and you can have your way. It doesn't matter. You ain't going to jail. You can kill, rob, or rape on the subways, and you ain't going to jail, right? Y'all folk, you black folks, y'all can do this. And if anyone says anything about it, call it racism. And you know what happened? The blacks said okay to it. And I was thinking, wow, that's amazing to me that knowing that they're breaking the law, they do it because someone said you can do it. They have no self-control, so they do it. Isn't that like mind-blowing to you? And I question, what's wrong with them that they are doing this to themselves because somebody else said it's okay to do it. And the people, the government, who gave them permission to do it, they're getting this fake attention and fake power and money, perceived power and money from it. That's the only reason that they're doing it, for their own ego purpose. They care nothing about the blacks and the people that they're hurting. Not zero. And the same thing happened around the world. especially white countries, and not just white countries. It's happening around the world. It's amazing to see it. And they're destroying what was once beautiful cities and states. I remember when I first moved to L.A., I came out here the year before I graduated from high school. Believe it or not, I did graduate. I don't know how, but it happened. And I was going to live in Atlanta, but I came to L.A. and it was paradise. I'm like, I'm coming back to L.A. I'm going back home, finish school, and come back. I was 18 when I came back. It was paradise on earth. It really was. Clean and opportunities everywhere, and no crime was almost unheard of. There was still some crime in the hood, but nothing like today. And they told the blacks, y'all can destroy that. And then they said, you know what, blacks, y'all not doing enough fast enough. We're going to bring in illegal aliens from around the world, and we're going to scatter them out on the streets so they too can assist you in destruction. And the blacks said, okay. And not all, but most. In 1968, when I first came here, it was amazing. It really was. So let's see how Los Angeles is doing now. This is from the New York Post. A mob stole tens of thousands of dollars in merchandise from a Los Angeles Nordstrom during a wild raid. Watch this from KTLA.
Chaos erupting here at the Nordstrom. You can see more than a dozen people masked, hooded, stealing high-end handbags, and even dragging in the case where the bags were chained to. Police say in this case, someone used some sort of a spray to debilitate the security guard. Sadly, this has happened before. Back in 2021, 5 or so people robbed the Nordstrom here and used a spray as well, which caused the area to be evacuated. At this point, the store is still open. It's unclear if anyone was injured in the process. Police are still out here. One of the doors on the east side had caution tape on it, but the last time I checked, the main door here is still open. It does appear that the store is also open. We've seen people going in and out. Employees inside have been cleaning up the mess. No doubt these thieves got away with thousands of dollars of high-end bags. It's unclear at this point just how many handbags or if that's all that was taken. It's unclear if it's any jewelry or any other sort of merchandise.
Amazing, right? You have to ask yourself, what's inside of them? Who is inside of them? What's inside of them? Grown people that said to them, okay, you can do that. Okay, you can do it. What's inside that told them to do that? The decision started inside of them. It was introduced by the devil outside of them, inside of others, but it started inside of them. Who told them to do it? And why did they obey it? They obeyed the devil outside of themselves, inside of others, and inside of themselves. And if you notice, it was a mob. They couldn't do it alone. The devil cannot stand alone. He's too afraid. He has fear. He has no peace. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment. One line open. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do Be doers of the word. All right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They're using them. The blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
Lord, I was born again, traveling man, running around and doing the best I can.
Amazing. You can either wake up or stay asleep in your fear. You really can. A couple quick announcements. The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake, Hake report.com at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake report from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then at 11, after the Hake report, Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And at 12 noon, the amazing American Anchor Baby show. At 12. Amazing, huh? And don't forget that this Thursday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, we have the ladies forum every Thursday night for ladies only. And believe me or not, it is the third Thursday coming up already. And don't worry, guys. For guys, only on the first Thursday night. And then Sunday morning, everybody and their mama. So come on out, ladies. I want to just finish up with this, and then I'll get to your calls and super chats. Oh, let's see. YouTube. Chat from Diva Fever. Diva Fever says, Jesse must believe that God ultimately wins this war. Surely. Diva Fever says, Jesse must believe that God ultimately wins this war. Surely. Not only do I believe it, Diva Fever, it has already been won. And not that God is going to win the war. The war has already been won. And there are a lot of people waiting for the war for God to win the war when he has already done it. The war, the devil has been defeated. It is done. So, yeah, the war is over. It is done. So I showed you how the mob broke into the store and just stole. They're laughing and they were enjoying it. A farce of life. When inwardly they're miserable. And robbing one store with a farce of excitement is not enough. They have to do it to another one. And that wicked female Cortez Alexander Cortez, so-called female congressman. Some of you might remember what she had to say about the looters, the people who were rioting. Remember when AOC said this during the 2020 riots? Watch this from X.
So they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night.
So I want to play that soundbite again and see how much bread that they pick up. This is from the New York Post. A mob stole tens of thousands of dollars in merchandise from a Los Angeles Nordstrom during a wild raid. Watch this from KTLA. And I want to just see how much bread they put in their basket while they laughed and had masks on their faces. Watch this.
So they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't.
This is KTLA. What the? You see the bread?
Chaos erupting here at the Nordstrom. You can see more than a dozen people masked, hooded, stealing high-end handbags, and even dragging in the case where the bags were chained to. Police say in this case, someone used some sort of a spray to debilitate the security guard. Sadly, this has happened before. Back in 2021, 5 or so people robbed the Nordstrom here and used a spray as well, which caused the area to be evacuated. At this point, the store is still open. It's unclear if anyone was injured in the process. Police are still out here. One of the doors on the east side had caution tape on it, but the last time I checked, the main door here is still open. It does appear that the store is also open. We've seen people going in and out. Employees inside have been cleaning up the mess. No doubt these thieves got away with thousands of dollars of high-end bags. It's unclear at this point just how many handbags or if that's all that was taken. It's unclear if it's any jewelry or any other sort of merchandise.
I didn't see anybody getting bread. I didn't see anyone looking as though they were hungry. And even if they were hungry, they shouldn't be stealing anyway. Here's Cortez saying back in 2020 why they are doing that. Watch this from X.
So they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night.
Amazing. Lying to you. Mama lying. Mama making up excuses for you to do wrong and be wrong. Because mama is wrong. Amazing, huh? Now do you see it's a spiritual battle? They may go out and get some bread because they might be hungry. Lying to you. Lying to you. Amazing. I didn't see anybody getting any bread. Mama cooking bread. Watch this from KTLA. The LAPD responded to a mansion in Hollywood Hills West on Thursday after receiving calls of unknown troubles. They found a group of squatters living in the multi-million-dollar residence, which had been abandoned and trashed. Watch this from KTLA.
Police are called to a multi-million-dollar Hollywood Hills estate after neighbors hear screams coming from inside the lavish home, fearing someone inside was being hurt. But what they found instead was a group of squatters who had been illegally living inside the home that has been abandoned and now trashed.
Neighbors say the whole situation has them concerned.
They're just trespassing, squatting. The screaming was somebody, I think they got bit by a dog.
The man and the two women were cited for trespassing and then released. Two of them telling us it was just a misunderstanding.
But I was hired to clean up. I take the squatters out, get the house ready to prepare for lease or for sale.
I was delivering ice and water to these guys here, and they said the cops are coming. I said, so what? And I was looking for my keys. My car keys are in there still.
But the real estate agent told us off camera that none of these three should have been at the site. Now, this is a home that once listed for more than $10 million, but is now covered in graffiti and littered with debris and feces. And what used to be million-dollar views are painted over.
It's happening pretty often.
And neighbors who don't want to show their faces are concerned with strangers coming and going at all hours and the crime that comes with it.
How long have they been in there, do you think?
These people probably 4 or 5 days.
This is a property that police have visited before during the past year, and it may take action by the city to finally get it cleaned up.
Amazing. Did you ever imagine for 1 second that one day you'll buy a home and you're working on it or you're ready to sell it or whatever, you move out and some no good people move in and just take it over. And the law says, yes, you can do it. And the people go do it. What's wrong with the people that they're doing it? What's driving them? Just because the law says you can do it, what's wrong with you? What's going on inside of you that causes you to do it? And most people don't question themselves. They don't get an understanding from themselves at all. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Amazing, huh? And it's going to get worse. If you doubt me, look at Mommy Africa. Thousands of blacks chanting, kill the bull, kill white people. Mommy Africa. Kill the white farmers. Thousands of blacks are getting away with doing that. Can you imagine if thousands of whites were to chant, kill the blacks? There would be a war, a race war. And that's what the government and your leaders want. They're of the devil, they're of evil. They want you fighting one another. It's another distraction over nothing, over zero, nothing. A fake idea of racism, right? Halim is a first-time caller out of New Jersey. Halim, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Well, thanks for having me, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
I'm seeing that the African situation in Nigeria, the only way that they can be in control of their economy is through a revolution.
The only way who can be in control of their economy?
The only way the Nigerians can be in control of their economy is through a revolution.
And why is that?
Yeah, because of the history of the way the British and the Dutch came into Nigeria and robbed and stole and murdered and raped and genocide Africans for hundreds of years.
So you're saying that the blacks don't have sense enough to take control of their own life. The individuals don't have sense enough to take control of their own life unless they fight first?
No, I'm saying that, listen to me good, the Africans, when the Dutch and the British arrived there in 1615, they were an agrarian culture people.
I heard you say all that, but I'm asking...
They did not have war. They didn't know what it was to fight.
Are you saying that the only way the blacks can get control of their lives, they must fight?
They have Of course, that's exactly what I'm saying. Because
why do blacks love fighting? Why are they so violent?
Because we're dealing with a war cultured people. White people
and so
are war cultured people.
Why are the blacks war cultural people?
No, blacks are, white people are.
But it's the blacks
There's been more wars, Jesse, in Europe than Asia and Africa combined.
So why are the blacks so violent?
Why the blacks? Because they're opposed with a violent person. They're being opposed by the French government. All right? The Dutch, the British, the French.
And so you're saying that
confronted by war cultured people.
So you're saying that the blacks are so violent. You're saying that the whites are violent over there, and as a result, the blacks are becoming like what they hate.
The blacks have to go up into defense against the European power structure.
So they become like power structure. Are you saying that the blacks become like what they hate?
I say that the blacks are defending what they hate.
Are you saying that they are becoming violent because the whites are violent?
You know, they are opposing violence with violence.
Because you are saying
that they're defending themselves.
You are saying that the blacks are violent because they are defending themselves against.
No, I'm not saying. First of all, black people had to be converted into a war cultured people. Their first war was only 2,400 years.
So why the blacks were not violent when I was growing up? When I was growing up, the older blacks were not violent, nor were the young blacks, my age, violent. Why were they not violent then?
Because they were under Jim Crow and white people were able to kill them for little or nothing.
That's not true. So you're lying about that.
Because, and here
you're
it is.
Lying about
you're
that.
Saying
I'm
that
asking
no
you.
Black people.
I'm asking you.
No. Okay.
If
go ahead.
the black people have been under violent white people, the generation before me, why were they not violent?
Well, Jesse, I don't know where you've been, but black people opposed and fought white people. They had the 67 riots.
You're not answering my question, man.
No, because your question is non-cynical.
What do you mean by that?
Let's try it again.
What do you mean by that non-cynical?
It makes no sense because you're saying why weren't blacks violent in your time? Jesse, you're only in your 70s. God damn, you're not 100 years old.
Don't be
black
cursing.
People fought in the 60s.
Hey. But there were people, the generation before me, they died in their hundreds years of age. And so I'm a little older than that, than 100, 110. They were not violent. Why they were not violent? If the white man prior to them were violent, why were they not violent? Why were those blacks blacks not violent?
Jesse, these people were what you call violent, were fighting for their freedom. These people were fighting.
So what people were fighting for their freedom?
African and black people in this country.
I'm talking about over here, not the African. I know the African people are silly. But what people were fighting for their freedom during my generation?
What people? Black people in America
were
fighting for equal rights.
What black people?
Black people in the North, black people in the South. Have you heard of the Deacons for Defense? Have you ever heard of the Mau Maus?
So let me ask.
Have you ever heard of the Black Liberation Army?
You said that they were black. You said they were fighting for their freedom, right?
They were fighting for freedom to be removed from under Jim Crow laws and equality.
So those
under the 14th Amendment,
hold on, man.
To protect black people.
Those blacks were fighting for their freedom, right?
They were fighting for the freedom, liberty, and equality.
And so why are they still not free? Why are they still enslaved?
You're talking about here?
I'm talking about the blacks here. Why are they still enslaved?
Now they're not physically bonded, but they're politically bonded.
Why are they still enslaved?
Because they are politically bonded because of a systemic and institutionalized racist government and system set up not by Democrats and Republicans, by white people in politics.
What do white people have to do They're giving them America. They're giving them affirmative action. They allow the blacks to eat in their cafes. They allow the blacks to work in their businesses, and the blacks destroy them. They allow the blacks to move in their neighborhoods. They allow the blacks to marry their white women. They allow the blacks to have affirmative action and now reparation. And then they allow the blacks to run their government, their police department, and the only thing the blacks are doing is destroying it. They're not making it better. What else do the whites need to do in order for the blacks, to know that they're free? What else do whites need to do?
Something that we've been asking for generations.
And what's that?
And I see you forgot one thing.
What's that?
We're not in control of our own economy.
What is it that what else do whites need to do? They've given up their schools and everything, and the only thing the blacks are doing is destroying everything, right? What else do the whites need to give the blacks, so that they would know that they are free before they would know that they were free? What else do white need? What the white man need to do for y'all?
We want control of our own economy.
And why can't you control your own economy now?
Remember when the breadbasket?
I'm talking about now. I'm talking about now.
No. We're not, because we don't own anything.
Why can't you?
We don't own anything.
Oh, you don't own? Are you poor?
No. What do black people own in this country,
poor.
Jesse?
Are you black?
Listen, Jesse,
are you
what
black?
do black people own in America?
Hey, I'm asking you a
that
question.
Is a financial, institutional-based structure.
Are you
we
black?
Don't own any of the banks.
Hey,
we don't own any of the hospitals.
What's your
we
name?
Don't own any of the elementary schools. We don't own any of the high schools.
Calm down, man. What? You poor? Are you black?
But listen, of course, I'm African, born African.
Are you black?
I'm African. I'm born African. I'm identified as black because of my melanin in my skin.
Okay,
but trust me, I am the African of this world.
Are you poor?
Okay? No, listen, Jesse. It's not about me. No, you're trying to switch it to me as an individualism. I don't do that.
Are you poor?
I don't do individualism, Jesse. I'm talking about the entire race of people.
Are you
okay?
poor? You
do not put individualism
I'm gonna ask you
on
one
me.
more time, and then I'm gonna let you go if you don't respond.
Are you
poor?
No, it's not about me being poor. I'm talking about the entire race of people.
Buddy. I gotta go. What a dummy. A group mentality. I told you the devil cannot stand alone. He like, I don't do individualism. He's of the devil. He do group. Cowards join groups. They cannot stand alone. But this road to freedom, this road to perfect peace, you must stand alone. This is one time you don't have a choice. Either you stay in your hell with your group, or you stand alone and be free. That group mentality is evil. Ain't no freedom in it. Beautiful song. I gotta take a break. The Hake report is the news. Hake news, not the fake news. I have 2 more hours to go. When I come back, your phone calls and super chats. Back in a moment.
Spinning left and twirling through the back door of your heart.
We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Pray and watch. A second excerpt from the Bond Silent Prayer blog post. We covered this yesterday, end of the first hour. You can go to rebuildingtheman.com/prayer to read about this. Jesus said to pray in secret, not in front of others to appear holy. Jesus rose early in the morning while it was still dark to pray alone. He often withdrew from the crowd. Nowadays, young people can hardly withdraw from our cell phones. What a mess. And Jesus warned his disciples, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. Pray and watch and stay with it no matter what, as you frequently hear JLP say in church with Jesse Lee Peterson. A great passage from Paul in the Bible, the New Testament, reads, see that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. Rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ concerning you. Quench not the spirit. Despise not prophesyings. Prove all things. Hold fast to that which is good. Abstain from all appearance of evil. And the very God of peace will sanctify you wholly. And I pray God your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. Faithful is he that calleth you, who also will do it. It's from Thessalonians. Similar to what Paul wrote, Christ commanded us, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which in heaven is perfect. Leading up to that, Jesus said that we should love even our enemies. Nowadays, families don't even love one another. And the races, the blacks don't even love the fellow blacks and other races. Grown adults are afraid to confront and forgive their mothers. You can read more by going to rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. This is about the silent prayer. It's a blog post on the Bond website. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Tuesday, August 15th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned for hour two. Jesse Lee will be right back to your calls. The lines are full. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Trump's fourth indictment. Call Me Nonsense Network CNN reports our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, was indicted in the 2020 election subversion case in Georgia on Monday. Atlanta area specifically. Prosecutors say Trump and others joined a conspiracy to unlawfully, which is a split infinitive, change the outcome of the election. Our greatest president, who is the current GOP 2024 front runner, has already been charged in 3 separate cases this year and is facing 91 charges across 4 indictments in all. Talk about piling on. Our greatest president, who is the current, they already said that. They said that twice. GOP 2024 frontrunner has already been charged with, they said it twice. That's not my fault. He denies any wrongdoing and has railed against the indictments, calling them politically motivated. It's a fact. In my opinion. Fact or opinion. In addition to Trump, our greatest president, 18 co-defendants were named in the 41-count indictment on Monday. They include his lawyers, John Eastman and Rudy Giuliani, based former New York City mayor, Rudy Giuliani, and I use the term based loosely, of course, as well as former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. The defendants will have until noon August 25th to voluntarily surrender. Another split infinitive. The Maui wildfires, the body counts rising. The official death toll has reached 99 in the wildfires on Maui. Hawaii Governor Josh Green told Commie Nonsense on Monday. He said in the next 10 days that number could potentially double as crews continue to search for remains. It's a tragedy beyond tragedies, is a quote the governor stated about the fires that started sweeping parts of the island last week. About 85% of the fire in Lahaina is contained, but some embers are still burning. Later today, authorities are expected to begin releasing the names of the dead whose families have been notified as residents sift through the ashes of what used to be homes and landmarks. Some say that the island is still struggling to provide housing for those displaced by the fires. More than 2,200 structures in the region, about 86% of them residential, were damaged or destroyed. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
Men have got to stand up strong, think the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. Brand new biblical question this week. Brand new biblical question. Are you in control of your life? Are you in control of your life? Isn't that an amazing question? Know thyself. You don't want to be a groupie. You want to be an individual. And this group mentality, look where it has gotten the blacks. That last caller, the first call I took in the last hour, a group thinking. He doesn't even want to deal with individualism because you can't control the individual. You got to control the group. What the? We have every way to watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com. JesseLeePeterson.com. And if you want to listen to the show while being busy, laying up at the beach, fighting with somebody over a fake idea of racism, begging the white man for something, and if he doesn't give it to you, you want to hurt him. Or whatever you might be doing. You can listen to the show on your iPhone, iPad. You can podcast later, but you can listen by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Don't forget to follow us on JLP Talk on Twitter, JLP Talk on Twitter, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, ring the bell, and blah, blah, blah. Subscribe. It's Tuesday. It's the second hour of Tuesday. It is Country and Western Tuesday. When I was a little bitty baby, my mama used to rob me in her crater. In that old cotton field back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana. In that old cotton field back home. Amazing! Country and Western Tuesday. Amazing. Country and Western Tuesday. 888-77-53773. A quick reminder to the Super Chatter, donate and have your comments read out loud at buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk and cash.app/bondjl. I had to wait for her, so I'm sorry. Cash.app/bondjl. cash.app/bond JLP. Cash.app/bond JLP. All right, and we'll reach the super chats. Real fast before I go to the phones here, talking about being in control of your own life, being an individual. That's not happening anymore for most people. A few are getting on that path. And as a result of being groupies and not seeing what's going on in yourself, something else is controlling you and it's causing you to think and feel and act out things that you wouldn't ordinarily do on your own and preventing you from doing the right thing. And you call it you. And there's something outside of you, inside of others, that is keeping you in your hell. And black folks, and not all, but most, not all think that way. You got to stop the group thinking. You're not your color. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your body. And as long as you're in that group mentality, you're going to be in hell within yourself. There's no peace in group thinking. Zero peace. And there's nothing that the white man or white people can do for you. Zero. Zero, nothing. That white people can do for you to make you free, to bring you peace. And trying to hurt them and going after them and accusing them, it shows that you're lost. You're living in the darkness of your imagination. And you love your hell. And you love the fact that you can blame the whites. You love it. If you didn't, you'll stop it. And that's why most black people feel just like that caller, Halim, whatever his name was. He believed that white people are superior to him. And the white people need to give him more. The white people need to give the blacks more money so they can have economy or whatever he said. But we gave the blacks, remember years ago when they gave the blacks money to, or allowed them to get loans to buy homes? They didn't pay for the house. They bought like 2 or 3 homes because they were just handing out the loan to the blacks. They didn't want to be racist, quote unquote. And what did the blacks do? They didn't pay the money back. They didn't pay for the loan, and the country went broke. We had a crash because the blacks wouldn't pay for the loans. I rest my case. And by the way, San Francisco isn't doing well either. This is from Yahoo. Hundreds of government employees in San Francisco were told to work from home due to the high level of crime in the area. Watch this from KTVU.
People who work at San Francisco's federal building at 7th and Mission are reportedly being advised to work from home because of concerns about crime. The Chronicle reports the Department of Health and Human Services issued a memo last week calling for employees to maximize the use of telework due to conditions around the building. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has also reportedly expressed safety concerns about her staff who work there. The plaza has been known for years as a place where drug use and drug sales are common.
Amazing, huh? They don't want you to be free, and you don't want freedom because you won't even fight for your own life. You won't even fight for your own life, so you deserve what you get. It's your world. You are your world. It's up to you. And you can't blame anybody else. People in hell want you in hell with them. And you just saw people in hell right now. And that's soundbite. And instead of being focused on pointing you back to the source that set you free, because they're not free, so they can't point you back. If you're not free yourself, how are you going to point someone to freedom? How, if you don't have perfect peace, how are you going to point someone to perfect peace? You don't know anything about it. What the? So instead of pointing you to perfect peace, they're more focused on giving you free drugs and needles and keeping the law from arresting you when you. And the homeless people are evil people. The homeless people are worse than the Christians. They want to put all their mess, their junk on your property. They want to lay down on your property. And you say, no, get out of here. They get mad. What the? And they expect free stuff. Doesn't that remind you of the blacks? They expect free stuff. That's ego. And the government gives it to them in order to control them, just like the church feed the homeless in order to feel good. It ain't got nothing to do with salvation. It's just feeling good, and they call it salvation. So instead of helping you, they're more focused on electric cars. We need electric cars, they say. What a mess. I want my America back. I want my country back. Or else I'm going to be free without you giving me my country back. I ain't going to let you keep me in jail in my own world. I'll let you have that world out there, and I'll just live in my world within myself. LA Times is reporting one day after California green-lighted a massive expansion of driverless robo-taxis in San Francisco, the implication became clear. Watch this from KTVU.
More questions tonight after a robo-taxi meltdown in San Francisco's North Beach neighborhood Friday night.
Cell phone video shows
there's like 10 of them.
Stalled cruise robo-taxis tying up traffic in the North Beach neighborhood Friday night. Videos of the autonomous vehicle meltdown fueling what many people have said all along. The technology is not ready for San Francisco city streets. Cruise's 10-car traffic jam came a day after the California Public Utilities Commission voted to expand operations for Cruise and Waymo's robotic taxi service.
This is a fundamental, systemic, dangerous flaw in the technology.
Aaron Peskin, president of San Francisco's Board of Supervisors, says state regulators should have listened to people's safety concerns when it comes to AVs.
There you go. 24 hours later, gridlock in North Beach as 10 of these devices were what they call bricked, immobilized, paralyzed.
And now you're asking them to just surrender it to a computer. Nonsense.
Needs a little more time, it sounds like.
10 years and a lot of thinking.
How about forever? Amazing, huh? All the wrong people in the right places to make sure America never returns. As though traffic is not bad enough with gas cars. What the? They're like, no. We want to frustrate y'all even more so. We want to get you so mad that you overreact and we take away your freedom. Breitbart is reporting that several clients of the robo-taxis told the San Francisco Standard that engaging in sexual behavior while traveling inside the taxis has grown increasingly popular. One customer told the Standard, there's no one to tell you you can't do that. You can have sex in the taxis, robo-taxis, because no one is there to say don't do it. A grown-up need to be told that. Who's telling you to do it? If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. What mess, huh? It's a spiritual battle, folks. Jason is out of Buffalo, New York.
I'm trying to get in.
Jason, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, man? I'd like to let you know you on my live, my TikTok live.
Oh, hold on. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to be on TikTok live. Whatever that is. I don't know what it is. Super chat. I'm putting Jason on hold so Sean can talk to him.
Super chats.
My producer can talk to him because I don't know what you're talking about. What a black man put me on something. Super chat.
Morning.
Super
Morning.
chats.
The Great White Hope.
Indeed. It's Men's History Month.
That's right. Happy Men's History Month.
Yeah. You mentioned the Great White Hope t-shirt that I'm wearing. I believe you can find a similar tee by going to JLP Tees on Society 6, rebuildingtheman.com/stores.
Yeah.
I do believe.
Amazing.
Nice. Indeed. The picture for their design is a little bit bigger. Someone bought 5 coffees on buymeacoffee.com.
Buy me a coffee.
/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. My woman thinks, actually, I'm not sure if I read this, but stop me if I read this. My woman thinks she has never caught me cheating. I must be cheating. Talk about praying to the devil. What the? Only a woman could make sense out of that thought.
So his woman caught him cheating or thinks she did?
No, she thinks because she never caught him cheating.
That he's never cheated.
That he must be cheating.
Oh, they must be cheating. Oh, what the? Talk about the devil being busy.
Indeed.
That's busy. Thank you.
Glad I read that just in case I hadn't.
Yeah.
Nordic Prince spotted diamond. Stop me if I read this one. Keeping it real, Dr. Crane. Let's go. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
He also says, I'm old Nordic. Pay attention. I'm kicking it here. Jesus saves. Amazing.
Amazing.
And that's a Ninjagini.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And one more diamond from Nordic Prince. Wow, like ages ago. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's because I didn't get to his super chats very fast, but nice.
Amazing. Thank you.
Star Sion bought our coffee. Man, this is going to be tough to read. Laughing face emoji with tears shooting out. Jesse, funny, but it's everywhere. She says BBL, which I think means big black ladies or big beautiful ladies. I don't know. White guys are into that too now. Before they wanted skinny and flat with well endowed up there, but now it's big rear ends. Amazing. I'm cleaning it up for my own sensibilities.
Oh, she's talking about those women with the big butts.
Yeah. Do you see that one, Hassan? You can read it. I don't want to read it.
Well, no, I just want to, just for clarification purposes, BBL is Brazilian something lift.
Oh, my bag.
Oh.
Just for the culture.
Yeah, because I'm uncultured.
Well, the ladies need to know. I don't quite understand everything she said. She said it's popular now, but
yeah, she
white
says
people like big butt too, right?
Yeah, white guys used to like women who were big chested, but just skinny the whole rest of the way.
Right, nice little beautiful bodies.
Right. But now they're into like what the blacks are all into.
So the white guys don't like the little beautiful bodies anymore? No wonder white women buying big butts.
Terrible.
That's awful, folks. I remember when I was in high school and when I moved out here, I was dating a lot. I will only date women with nice little bodies, and I ain't like the women with the big butts.
Right.
That was gross.
I disavow this degenerate taste.
Yeah, and in high school, unfortunately, I ended up dating a big girl once. It was disgusting.
Terrible. Yikes.
What?
Nothing.
She was fat, and the only way I dated her because she would do anything I wanted.
Yeah.
It's not.
why I don't know. I don't want to ask why he's agreeing.
Like, yeah. She would just do whatever I wanted, right?
Yeah.
And her mama forced it on me.
Oh.
Cause nobody else would date her.
So you were guilted into it or something?
Yeah,
you felt bad
she
for
was
her?
so fat.
Yeah.
And she was fat, big butt, everything. Nobody liked her. So I strictly dated her for the pleasure of it.
Terrible.
They do get you items and take care of you.
They do.
They used to get me this one big girl I dated, she gave me sneakers. She had a car.
Yeah.
She get me and all my fresh Chinese food every day.
This girl too, she used to bring me some money to school for lunch, or bring me some lunch.
You have to show yourself on camera. If you show your face. He's too embarrassed. You're not too embarrassed to say it. Too embarrassed to show himself.
Because I can say it was AI.
And I used to have, and even my friends out here that date big women, they only did it because the big women would take care of them, get them money, buy them food, do everything for them. And then behind the big women's back, they would be laughing at them. They did not care about them at all.
Yeah.
And the big women, sorry, big ladies.
Shout out to the big ladies.
Yeah, shout out to the big ladies. Don't make a fool of yourself like. Don't let people take advantage of you like that. Just because you're big. God love big people.
Yep.
Amazing.
Another quick Rumble rant along these lines. Based Nation says females are wearing clothes so tight today they might as well wear paint for clothes. What the?
It's a desperate cry for the love of a father. These women that are dressing like that and acting that way, really, it's the same problem that the men are having with the women. They do anything to get the woman, right? Spend their money, buy them clothes, send them on vacation, and everything. It's a desperate cry for the love of a father. There will come a day when I return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. The women that are wearing these nasty big butts and things all up in there, and the clothes they wear all up in the butts. And it's a cry for the love of the father, really. That's what it is. They can't see and they're lost. Amazing. Thank you.
A super chat from Elise Aurelian. Have a nice week, Jesse. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Another coffee from Chill and Lean. Jesse, if a soul, he means soul by the context, I'm sure, that is still in darkness physically dies, will it get another chance in the next life? He asks.
I don't know, and I wouldn't take the risk. I would do it now while I live, while I have a chance. I wouldn't take the risk to wait. Because you may go wherever you live, you're living in hell. When you drop your body, it may be a continuation since there's no more death, right? And so, except the death of the ego. So if you drop your body in your ego, that may be where you stay. So I wouldn't take the risk. I would do it now while you live.
Ravender bought 10 coffees. Jesse the lion, Jesse the lion, Jesse the lion. God gave the lion other animals to eat as food. When one praises the Lord, only then is he known as a human being. Until then, they are known as animals. Jesse Sing Peterson, Jesse Sing Peterson, Jesse Sing Peterson. The name Sing means lion. Amazing.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravender. George bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse. If we find other meditations effective, would you recommend mixing it up between the silent prayer and some of these others meditations that we can find on YouTube? Thank you, he asks.
No, I would not recommend it. And neither would I recommend you not do it. I wouldn't recommend you don't do it or do it, right? But what I would recommend is that you be still and watch. All you have to do in life is watch. You don't want to concentrate on anything. You don't want to hold on to anything. You want to keep your glass empty. So when you're just watching the thoughts, they're not you, the emotions, not your own, then your glass is empty, and it's amazing. You're not supposed to hold on to anything. Life is already happening for those who allow it to happen. Thank you.
Ravender bought 10 coffees yet again. Many dead among us. There are many dead among us. What about the dead? What should we do about the dead? Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. Have you died to bury the dead so that they may rise? Amazing.
I don't quite understand that, but thank you.
Me, same here. But thank you.
Yeah.
I believe, Becca0408 on Rumble gave a Rumble rant. Happy Men's History Month, guys. Y'all are the leaders of the world. Be a leader in Christ. Strong arm emoji. And then 5 different man emojis from white to tan to maybe Hispanic or something. Or Indians. And to dark black. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Evgeny Crosby with a couple of diamonds on D Live. Hey, Jesse, guess who just indicted Trump? A black female named Fanny. I rest my case.
I do too. And that's the only purpose of blacks on the earth. They are here to create destruction, to destroy, to rob, to kill, to steal, and to kill. That's the only purpose. If you doubt me, except for the few blacks who walk away from that, they realize, I've been brainwashed. I ain't falling for this no more. And they take control of their own life. But just pay attention to what the blacks are doing around the world and blaming others. Their purpose is for destruction. Look at Africa. And the blacks, there are parts of Africa where it's mostly blacks. And what are they doing? Destroying. They're not building. Amazing. That's their purpose. So I'm not surprised they have this black female doing this to the Great White Hope. That's why they put her there. They knew she would gladly do it and find joy in it. Amazing. Working on behalf of evil. Thank you.
On Buy Me a Coffee, Ravender bought yet 10 more coffees. After a certain man gets done with the woman starts looking like her father. He loses his hunger after that. Amazing. Thank you, Ravender, for the generous 10 coffees as usual.
Thank you.
And this cryptic chat.
Have you noticed that after men have sex with women, they don't know what to do with them?
Yeah, I've noticed.
You notice that, son? You know how when you have sex with your woman, after the sex, you don't know what to do with her? You're like, what the?
Nice.
And all she wanted is a hug. That's all she wanted. She didn't really want the sex.
Right.
She wanted a hug so she could feel love, even if it is fake love. And the man just wanted sex.
Terrible.
He ain't want no hug.
Yeah.
He ain't want no love. He wanted sex. What a mess.
Indeed.
Thank you. Hassan did this in case y'all didn't hear.
Yeah, he did a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Elias Leal bought 5 coffees. I love you, Jesse. Thank you for the truth, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
On Cozy, Zorak90 says, I've never seen a starving baby in my life. People feed their kids. I don't know what she on about, referring to Cortez, I guess.
Yeah.
When I was homeless, I went to food drives. I didn't go without food.
And if you're hungry and you feel like you gotta steal, you really don't, because you can ask for some bread. Why you gotta steal handbags? How is that gonna feed you?
Ridiculous.
What the?
And there's a few more coffees, but I hear the bumper going out.
We're going to take a quick break. When I come back, your phone calls. We're going to finish the super chat. Thank you all for the super chats. And you can definitely go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or cash.app/bondJLP. Quick break. Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry. because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. For personalized shout-outs, personalized birthday shout-outs, weddings, encouragements, whatever, congratulations. I do them myself. You can go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson for shout-outs to the shout-outs. And check out our merch on rebuildingtheman.com/store, rebuildingtheman.com/store, rebuildingtheman.com/ there it is. People are slow right here. They be like, amazing t-shirts and mugs and tote bags and all kinds of goodies. Not all, but most. Not all, but most. Amazing. And if you need counseling, the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I do it myself by phone, Skype, or walk-in. All right? I want to, and the ladies forum this Thursday night. It will happen if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Let me go back to Jason there out of Buffalo, New York. Jason, let's try it again.
All right. I took you off the live. Like the whole perfect peace thing, I wanted to make sure I give people all right, this is it's a personality test, not an aptitude test to find out like what people are going through at that time. And then like we were talking about
Jason, I have no idea what you're talking about. What the?
It's I had talked about like death and stuff like that, and death was like perfect peace. I had said that last time, and like I don't want nobody to take that out of context. So if somebody did take that out of context,
I see.
Something like
so the last time you called me, you said death was perfect peace.
Yeah, so people that might start thinking that, I mean, that's what I think. That's probably not for you. But if you're feeling on the edge like that, you should like want to take like a personality test to find out like where you at right there. To tell you like the direction, what you feeling at that time.
What? Why don't you watch your own stuff and you can know for yourself?
Oh,
why do you need?
Good question. Why? Because I got empathy. I show compassion. I'm not gonna ask you that same question. Why you have to tell people about other people? Why you have to? If you have perfect peace, why do you have to infringe on other people's areas? Because peaceful countries do not infringe on other people's areas. They ask you to infringe on other people's territory, but still,
they ask me about their lives, not other people's lives.
Yeah, but okay. They ask you about their lives. But
and so when they ask, are you saying I shouldn't say?
No, hold up. When you ask them, you should tell them about their lives then, but why must you incorporate everybody else? Why you have to, like, talk about black people all the time? Why you have to bash on women all the time?
How do I bash women? How do I bash women?
How do you bash women? Whenever you say women are not supposed to be, like, whenever you say, like, you say AOC is not supposed to be in the position that she in because she's a woman more than, like, over her, like...
How is that bashing?
That is bashing. Whenever you say somebody, when you tell somebody they can't do something or they're not supposed to do something or that's not what they should be. Like,
so when I say that a woman should not be in a leadership role, that is bashing?
Yes, that is bashing.
And so when God created the man to lead and not the woman, was God bashing?
At what point did he say man lead the woman? So you got to understand when
God created.
Hold on,
you didn't answer the question.
Look,
when God created men to ordain men to lead and women to follow, was God bashing?
At what point did he do that?
I'm gonna ask you one more time, man. Then, cause you want to move on and you haven't answered. Do you know you haven't answered the question?
I'm gonna say no. Then your God is a contradiction and your God is faulty.
So you say God was not bashing when he ordained men to lead and women to follow?
No, I'm saying he contradicted himself.
Was he bashing?
Just like he yes, he was bashing.
And so how was he bashing?
Because in the beginning he said he created men and women equally. In the beginning, that's what he said. He said that before he said he did the stuff with Adam and Eve.
Where did he say he created men equal?
Men
and women equal?
He said like when they're two different accounts of like the whole creation story.
Where did he say he created men and women equal?
I have to look it up. Don't you got people? I'm gonna have to call you back with that.
Okay,
like,
I understand that. I'm not a Bible thumper either. I understand that. And would you ever follow? Would you put a woman over you to lead you?
I think whoever's the best qualified.
Would you put a woman over you to lead you?
I say yes, man. You said put over me. I was not putting over me. It's like the person was in a position up. I will go to like so. I'll look at you like this. Like would you like see? I don't know how you feel about like a woman doctor or something like that, or like a woman real estate agent, or like somebody you will have to go to and check their point, like and understand, like and take their perspective, their point of view. I don't know how you feel about going to a woman about that, but I know some people that do real estate and they have like their real estate agents be like females and stuff like that. I know people that's like like
Jason,
secretaries.
Hey, Jason,
go ahead.
Would you put a woman over you?
Yes, I would. Like, what you mean? Hold on. What do you mean by over me?
To lead you.
Yes, I would do that.
Amazing. That's why the world messed up
hold
today.
on. No. Can I comment?
Are you a Christian?
Hold up. Can I respond to that? Can I respond?
You just said yes, you would.
You know, like, yeah, but I would like to add more to my answer, though.
Okay.
Like, I would like to tell you, like, somebody that is qualified to do the job, somebody that I could believe in, somebody I could trust. Like, I would have went for Hillary Clinton over Trump because I couldn't. No, hold on, let me finish. I don't trust Trump. He lies too much.
Would you trust
all the
Hillary
stuff that
Clinton?
He did. That's it. I would trust her more than I would trust Trump.
You trust Hillary Clinton?
He did that stuff. I would trust her. Yes, I would trust Hillary Clinton more than I would trust Donald Trump.
And why do you trust? You trust Hillary Clinton, right? Why?
No, I would no. I said I would trust her more. Like I would say like the lesser of two evils.
Do you trust
the
Hillary Clinton?
Of two evils. I told you I would trust her more than I would trust Trump.
Why would you trust Hillary Clinton?
Why? Because she doesn't lie like Trump lies. She doesn't. You laughing like dude told a lie like every second. He's still lying saying he won the election. You laugh like this funny because he makes you look stupid all the time. You thought he was going to win. How does it feel being a loser?
Jason.
Hold on. How does it feel being a loser?
Jason.
Go ahead.
Calm down. So you will put a woman over you. You trust Hillary over the Great White Hope. Are you still living at home with your mama?
Oh, no. I got my own spot.
You did for real?
I'm comfortable. Yeah, I say like I got like written a room out.
Amazing. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Finally.
I know.
Are you a Christian?
I would never be a Christian.
Are you a Christian?
Christians were back in the Roman days. No, I told you I would never be that.
And why
you don't
not?
listen.
Why would you
Why?
be a
Because
Christian?
you know what they were. You know what the Christians were. You know what Christians were.
Why
Christians were like the poor people. Though. Like I'm about to explain to you why I would never want to be a Christian. Why I would never want that title attached to my name. Because like during the Roman times, those were like the poor people. Those were the scallywags. Those were the ragamuffins. Those were like the outcasts of society. You got to understand the Romans were running Jewish society. I don't know. Like that's like the Christians were not the who they are today. They were at the bottom of the barrel, dude. So I would not want to be attached to nothing like that.
So are you at the bottom of the barrel now?
Oh no, I'm not at the bottom of the barrel.
Do you believe in white supremacy?
No, you do.
No, I'm asking you, do you believe in white supremacy?
No, I do not, but I can tell that you do.
Would you want to be called black?
Why you don't want to test me up on me calling you that you believe in white supremacy?
I don't believe nobody is superior to me.
Yes, you do. Then
Only
why you
God.
call him the Great White Hope? Hold on. Why do you call him the Great White Hope then?
Oh, you want me to tell you why?
Because I know it doesn't matter what you say. It's like that.
Let me tell you why I call Donald Trump the Great.
It doesn't matter what you don't understand. It doesn't matter.
You
it
asked
doesn't
why.
matter what you mean, though. That was a rhetorical question.
You
That
asked
question was
why
rhetorical.
do I call
It was
Donald Trump the
rhetorical.
Great
It was
White Hope?
rhetorical. It was a rhetorical question.
It's not a
It was
toilet
rhetorical.
question. What's
A rhetorical. You know, rhetorical.
Why you call
like,
that
it
a
doesn't need an
toilet
answer.
question?
It's a rhetorical question.
Oh, I thought
Rhetorical.
you
Like
said
it doesn't
toilet.
need an answer. Rhetorical. It doesn't
Hold
need an
on.
answer. It doesn't
Hold
need a
on.
response to.
Maybe for
Go
those
ahead.
who are listening. I call him the Great White Hope because
No, I don't want to. You don't understand what rhetorical means. Rhetorical
he
means
is
it doesn't
white?
need a response.
No.
You just gonna get like you get like creepy racist
He's
vibes and
white?
stuff like that. I just told you I didn't want to hear that.
He's male, and he made America great again.
And then it's like, and that's your perspective, your point of view, and you put him over you to do that stuff. You
How
see
did I
him
put
as
him over me to
somebody.
do that? Why do you say
You
that?
want you vote for him to be your leader. You do not understand the stuff that you just said. You do not like you just said that.
If he
You put
doesn't,
him over
if I
me.
don't vote for
You
him to,
defend
Jason.
Go ahead.
If I don't vote for him to become a public service for me, how would he become public service? How would he become president?
First of all, how do you respect the fact that you
didn't answer that question, man.
Hold on. Oh, my fault. I have to answer your question. You don't have to ask him. Like, how do you like you stupid for thinking he should be in that position? The way that he lied to you, your blind loyalty to that white dude because you said that's what you like. You like him because he is white. That is race.
He's the president. He made America great again.
Okay, he made how many people died from COVID that he knew in November
man.
that didn't tell nobody till February.
Thank you,
he knew
Jason.
in November.
Thank you, buddy. All you're doing is repeating what somebody said. What the? Oh, man. The devil is in the details. There's a line open at 888-7753-773. Let me go to Kaya out of North Carolina. Kaya, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
All is well. How you doing?
All is well. We love Jason, don't we?
Oh, what a mess.
What a mess. If you bash women so much, I wonder how you have so many women that are your friends, such as myself. It doesn't make sense.
What a mess.
What a mess. I was calling to answer the biblical question today.
Are you in control of your life?
Nope.
And why do you say no?
No. Because every time I try to make life happen, it usually doesn't go well. Or I've seen how things that I thought were done in my own strength weren't really real. And I've seen how things that maybe I didn't want to happen had to happen. I mean, there's just nowhere that I see that I have any control. And I remember most of my life trying to have this control inwardly. So on the outside, I was a bitch, and I was just a bitch in all aspects of the word. Because on the inside, I thought, that everything was falling into place the way I wanted to. But I just now can see right through that lie.
Amazing.
And it's amazing. Yep.
I would love to respond, but I got to wait until Sunday.
Of course, and I can't wait to hear what you say. And my phone reminded me that it was 2 years ago that we met in Florida at church after the men's conference. And
Wow,
the
has it
photos
been 2
came up.
years?
Yeah. It has been 2 years, yep. The photo came up. I took a photo of you because I was sitting in the front row.
Yes.
So I have a photo of you on stage. What's that?
I remember that.
Yeah, I have the American flag shirt on, yep. And there's a photo of Nick and I, the one that I jokingly told everybody was on my nightstand because I had a little schoolgirl crush on Nick back then. But yeah, it's been 2 years since then. And I was listening to Calandra yesterday, and everything that she was saying, I had a call almost identical. Sorry, the thing's riding by. I apologize for that. But I had a call almost identical to hers probably 2 years ago when I was about to move out of my house and I didn't know where I was going. And your biblical question was, are you convinced that all thoughts are lies? And somewhere in the conversation, you asked me that, and I lied and said yes, and then you exposed to me how I wasn't convinced because I was still hung up on worry.
Yep.
And when I was listening to her, it was crazy because I could relate so much to where she was. Yeah, and sometimes you think you're not there anymore, but you're reminded you're really not nowhere. You're just here now. And so that's where I am today after we met 2 years ago. I'm just here. I don't know what's happening.
Stay there, stay present. It's going to be amazing. You yet haven't seen anything. It become clearer and clearer and clearer. It's amazing.
Amazing. Right on. Well, I appreciate you taking my call.
Absolutely. Thanks for calling, and I will put my little 2 cents in on Sunday.
All righty. Sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Amazing.
Bye.
See, you guys, there are ladies who are overcoming the fallen state as well. And ladies, it's for you too. You don't have to wait on the guy. I would advise you not to wait on the guy because the guys are not all. They know they're lost. It's amazing. Jay, there's one line open at 888-775-3773. Jay is out of New Jersey. Jay, welcome to the show. You're on the air. I mean New Hampshire, not New Jersey. New Hampshire.
That's okay, Jesse. How are we doing, buddy?
All is well.
Amen. I was just calling to say, I was re-listening to Sunday's fellowship, and I've heard you say a few times.
Come closer to your phone, Jay.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Yes, sir.
All right. So I was re-listening to the fellowship from Sunday, and I've heard you say a few times now that you are your world. And so I went within to, seek that out about us being our own world. And it is absolutely true. And what was revealed to me from within, it wasn't like dwelling in thoughts. It was almost like knowing it your entire life, but you're just like an onion being peeled back, like you just knew it from within. It was like, I knew this the whole time. You don't have to question it. It truly is. It really is a true statement, because if you are your own world, right, and it says to be in the world but not of it, it's realizing that the false you, your flesh, is not you, and yep, you're living in it, but you must overcome it. And it's all the feelings and all the emotions and all the spirits that dwell in it. It's about overcoming yourself, and that's why it's a narrow path, because it's all within yourself. And it's truly amazing that was.
I've heard people say that before, that, except when I was a kid, I used to hear that you're your own world. And I didn't understand, because the intellect always tried to define things for you. I didn't understand what they meant when they said that, but it's clear.
It is clear. It really is.
That each individual is their own world, but they just don't know it. And that's what happens when you have anger. When you're angry, you live in your imagination, and you just don't know or remember what the truth is. But once you drop that anger and start to pay attention to what's happening in you, it becomes clear.
No doubt. And I wanted to give some guys, shout out to the guys that, that are trying to overcome. If you're like myself and you're with a woman that's she's trying to overcome, but she might not be where you are, don't get frustrated about it. Don't get upset about it. I will say, I'm in a marriage where she is trying to overcome, luckily, but there are still days where, she's trapped in her thoughts and feelings. And I will say, like, we'll go on the intimate side. Don't judge yourself for being with your wife, because as you start to overcome, you don't want that. You want it way less and less.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it at all, but I don't judge myself for having relations with my wife, because I know where she is. She's trapped in her thoughts and feelings, and a woman needs that sex sometimes, but don't judge yourself for it, because you know that you don't need it, and you're not living by it anymore. So don't be in your head about it. And don't judge yourself for it.
Why do you say she needs it sometimes? She doesn't need it either.
No, she doesn't, but she thinks that she does. That's what I mean.
As a matter of fact, women are less interested in sex than men are, but they would do it because they know that they can control the man with it first, but they're looking for a father's love, so they'll do it just to be close to the man and to control him.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Jay. I got
bro.
to run. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much.
No worries.
All right. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Tony from California. Tony, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Justin. How you be today?
All this well, Tony.
Yes, I was listening to you earlier this morning. You said several times that the white man or the European man allow blacks to do this, allow blacks to do that, allow. Now, to me, the word allow means that you are controlling, you are racist, you are just injustice. All that's in the word allow. Because the thing is, you have no freedom if I allow you to do something.
And so
the thing is,
so you think that you're black, right?
I'm a human being, yes.
Are you black?
I'm a human being. I don't fall in the label.
Are you a black human being? Is your body black?
No, my body isn't black.
Are you white?
Brown.
Are you
brown.
white?
It's brown, Jesse. It's not black. It's brown.
Oh, so you're light-skinned black?
No, I'm a
Tony, I got to run,
brown.
buddy. I got to
No,
run.
what you
stuck. You stuck in the conversation. I can't be stuck with you.
Well, I'm talking to you, though.
No. Are you a black person?
If you want to say so, yes.
Tony, are you black?
I'm brown,
Bye,
Jesse.
Tony.
See?
He just stuck. I can't be stuck. And if he is black, I was going to say to him that that's why he think allow me all that crap he said. But he couldn't get past the color. Yes, I'm black. I'm a brown-skinned black person. He couldn't get past that. What the? Super chat. There's a line open now. 888-77.
SUPERCHATS.
888-775-3773. Super.
Yes, sir.
Going to break.
I'll take a break. We'll do Super Chats when I come back. And your phone call and more news item. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. 1 more hour to go. Back in a moment.
Take heed where you ramble, or too soon you will go. Way up on the hillside, where the new flowers grow. Really met in the springtime, the sun sinking low.
You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.
Another thug's backstory, Trayvon Martin. This is an excerpt more from the more from the first chapter of The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood, JLP's 2015 book, posted on WorldNetDaily.com in August 2015. Sudden death on Canfield Drive in Ferguson, Missouri. A little background. This one is on Trayvon Martin. Yesterday was Mike Brown. He was the one who died on Canfield Drive in Ferguson. From the same first chapter, Trayvon died in February 2012, 2 years before the gentle giant Mike Brown in August 2014. Here's the excerpt. When Trayvon Martin was 3 years old, his father, Mr. Tracy Martin, left home. The next 12 years, Trayvon spent most of his time with Alicia Stanley, his father, Mr. Tracy Martin's second wife. Trayvon Martin was 15 when Mr. Tracy Martin his father left Alicia for another woman, Brandy Green. Alicia had been little Trayvon's main mama figure all that time. I'm the one that went to them football games, said Alicia Stanley to CNN's Anderson Cooper, not Bradley Cooper. I'm the one who was there when he was sick, said Alicia Stanley. But after the shooting of Trayvon Martin, Alicia was treated as if she did not exist. Same with that Brandy Green third main squeeze or whatever she was. For the cameras, Tracy Martin, the daddy, reunited with Sabrina Fulton, Trayvon's birth mother. It made for a better image. On leaving Alicia Stanley's home, Trayvon Martin's life fell apart. Did you know that? A Facebook conversation between Tracy Martin, the father, and his sister-in-law, Miriam, showed how unsettled Trayvon Martin's life had become. Tracy stated to Miriam, I need time to myself today. My son think I'm a darn fool. He didn't say darn. This is the part I hate in our father-to-son relationship. When you start telling lies about nothing, you gon' walk your A into a A cutting, meaning a beating, right? Be honest with your old boy, meaning father. And you won't have to get yelled at like a Negro in the streets, said Tracy Martin, the father. And Miriam, his sister-in-law, said, that's right. When you finish cutting his A, send him home to auntie and uncle house so we can get on him too. You know how we do it, she said. In the last 2 years of his life, Trayvon bounced from house to house to house. His mother's, his father's, his uncle's, Brandy Green's in Sanford. A few months before he died, his mother kicked him out after he'd been caught fighting at school. When his friend online asked Trayvon why, Trayvon said, "Da police caught me out of school." SKOOL. His friend said, "You a hoodlum." "Nah," replied Trayvon Martin, "I'm a gangsta." Kind of funny, but he died over this gangsta mess. Trayvon was into drugs, burglary, guns, truancy, and street-style mixed martial arts, according to reports. Only George Zimmerman got to see the real Trayvon Martin. Zimmerman alerted police that Trayvon, who was high at the time of his death, was seemingly wandering aimlessly in the rain. As neighborhood watch captain George Zimmerman tried to keep an eye on Trayvon after he took off running. But like Michael Brown did to Officer Darren Wilson 2 years later, this nearly 6-foot-tall black male Trayvon circled back, sucker punched George Zimmerman, according to reports, and beat him, ground and pound for nearly a minute, according to a witness, when Zimmerman finally pulled his gun and shot him in self-defense, according to reports. Rest in peace. Again, that was from JLP's book, The Antidote. You can go to rebuildingtheman.com/stores if you want to read it. But this is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Tuesday, August 15th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned for hour 3. JLP will be right back. This is Hake news, not fake news, but no new news. Joel Friday TV will be live after Hake. Hake is live right after JLP. Joel Friday TV is on YouTube. And then after Joel Friday, American Anchor Baby. And Women's Forum, third Thursday, ladies. That's this Thursday, 7 p.m. at Bond. I'm James Hake.
Got to stand up strong, think the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week. A biblical question. Are you in control of your life? Are you in control of your life? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you land out at the beach, about to commit suicide with fentanyl, trying to swim across the borders, attacking the border patrols so you can sell some people over here. If you're working out, making breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever you're doing, mad at the white man and attacking him, you could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkScreen Live at 641-793-1500. That's 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us, Jesse Lee Peterson, on Instagram and JLP Talk on Twitter. Hit the like button, ring the bell, subscribe, and do all those things. It's Tuesday. Every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Amazing. Amazing. That talent that you see there in making those videos is the great Hassan. A writer, a rapper, a talk show host, and an engineer, and a player. A real visionary. he will go down in history, and 70 years from now, during White History Month, he will be discussed. A potential future billionaire. Who let the dogs out? Amazing. Thank you for all that, Hassan. You're a genius. You're a smart guy. I want to mention this. I've said it once. I've said it twice. And I've said it 1,000 times. Any man, any male that has anger is a woman. He thinks like a woman. He feels like a woman. He acts like a woman. He get mad. He's vengeful. He's jealous. He's envious. He has strife. He gossip. He is a female. A female. There's nothing manly about that at all. A man have none of those things. A man lead the way. He point the way for you. He is a living example. He corrects rather than attacking. He is created to lead. He was created in the image of God. And any man, any male that is emotional or is encouraging you to be emotional is a female. And that's why God said, and it's true, you must be born again of the Father. If it was okay for you to be like a female and be emotional like her and act like her, why would the Father say you must be born again of the Father? He could have just left you in that hellhole because that is hell. An emotional man is living in hell. An emotional woman is living in hell. There's nothing good about emotions. It's all evil. And yet, just as anger is pushed as good, emotions are being pushed as good. And whomever, whether it's the spirit of hell on the inside of you and the spirit of hell outside of you, inside of others, whomever or whatever is encouraging you to be emotional, they are evil and they are your enemy. An angry person is your enemy. And they don't love you. They pretend they do, but they'll drag you into their hell. And they call it love. They call it love. And men, you will never be able to lead a woman if you're an emotional male. How can you lead her when you're just like her? And you became that way through your mama. You have the identity of your mother, which is the identity of the devil. It's evil. The God below is the woman's God, and the God above is the man's God. That's why every time the man listens to the woman, he suffers. Even when you listen to an emotional man or male, because a real man is not emotional, you suffer. And they are pushing emotions on the men and calling it good. Men are doing that to men, and women are doing it to men. Just think about it. Why isn't logic being pushed? Why is illogic being pushed and not logic, common sense? Why is it that men are not being encouraged to overcome that mess so that they can return to their natural nature and lead the way? Why? Why all of a sudden you've been told anger is good? Why wasn't that taught in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men? We were not taught that anger was good. Anyone, male or female, that has anger is weak. And they have fear. And they can't stand alone. Even the Father, God said that an angry person is a murderer. You cannot trust an angry person. Look at your relationships. Both parties are angry. No one can be trusted. Amazing, huh? And what I've noticed over the last 33, 34 years, however long it's been, the men of all races and women of all races who have gone and forgiven their mothers and returned to the Father, they overcome all that emotional crap. And they're like, what the? I thought that was good, they say. Even though they were miserable living in it, they were still thinking it was normal. Because everybody is emotional, they say. But they're all color, black, white, Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, hola, that are waking up. And when they wake up, they overcome the misery of emotions. Because anyone that is emotional is miserable. But I understand most people love their misery. They love their misery. And okay, I wish you well. Stay in it. It ain't personal. Stay with your hell. It's evil to be encouraging men to be emotional. I wouldn't even encourage women to be emotional because they're miserable. There's no peace in that. That's not normal. That's the nature of the devil. And so anyone, men who encourage, or ladies, but especially men, who encourage you to be that way, you're listening to the devil. There's no freedom in it. And there are apparently men out there encouraging other men to embrace their emotions. You better run, because they're giving you more hell, long life of hell. They're dragging you down, not pulling you out. According to the Washington Post, experts, these are not my experts. They're not the JesseLeePeterson.com experts. According to the Washington Post, experts say that men isolation stems in large part from a pervasive cultural belief that men should hide their emotions. So if it's not true that men should never be emotional in front of a woman, how come women judge men when they become emotional and they try to control them? And they hate them for being emotional? Why? If it's a good thing. Experts, according to the Washington Post, experts say that men's isolation stems in large part from a pervasive cultural belief that men should hide their emotions. Such conception leave no room for vulnerability. And some men are looking for alternatives, finding them in organizations like Every Man. I guess an organization called Every Man. Men, you're not supposed to be vulnerable. That doesn't even sound right. And I'm black. Vulnerable. I'm so vulnerable. That sounds girly. I'm so vulnerable. I want to be vulnerable to my woman. And the woman like, what are you about to get? And sent home. Watch this from ABC.
Harm to individuals and society. That's how the Surgeon General is describing what he calls an epidemic of loneliness and isolation.
Every Man. It's a group that allows men to come together and grow socially and emotionally.
As a man and living my life, I recognized repetitious patterns in my life. These patterns cost me my first marriage, and my second marriage is nearly done because of it. And I just wanted to learn how to connect with myself better.
Just let your body shake. Just be in that little space. Yes, that vulnerable space of a little boy.
The biggest thing that I want to take out of this weekend is experiencing intense emotions within inside of myself.
You can feel more what you couldn't feel as a kid. How you're alone. And your dad's not there.
And it's okay. And it's okay. And you did what you needed.
I feel like I could depend on my parents.
I was feeling a lot of emotion in my throat and in my heart.
Yeah. The first time someone told me about anything like this, I said, I'm not doing this. This is weird. This is weird stuff. This is New Age. This is that, some cult. I understand that. I think as human beings, particularly in this culture, maybe more in America than any other place, and certainly with men, we grow up and we're trained not to feel and not to express our emotions.
You feel that?
Yeah.
See the love in his eyes?
I do.
Yeah, great.
Let it out. Let it out.
I love you guys so much.
They pay all that money, went way up there to cry. It would have been cheaper if you just stay home and cry. What the? It looked like the Every Man found it looked like he had a blouse on or something. What was that? What the? These men are blind. They need to be born again of the Father. They have the mother's nature. That is almost sad. They went to cry. Now, when they got second marriage is almost done, a woman does not want a crying man. How are you going to leave her if you cry? She crying and now you crying. Two tears in a pot. Two tears in the same pot. Men, don't let somebody pay you to go cry. I cried over you. What a fool I've been. Now your time to cry over me. Men, no. Beta. Beta bear. Women hate men who cry. They beat up men who cry. And when you're crying, they feel good on the inside. It feels like life. It's death, but it feels like life to their ego. Men, no. That's a no, 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 no. That's disgusting. That's evil. That's not good. I would suggest you go and forgive Mama for passing it on to you. That's her nature. You become like what you hate and return to the Father and be free of all that, because that's misery. You have no peace. But do what you want. Pay your money to go cry. And they say, I've never been to a place like this where you cry. And then you go back home, you're still in fear. You're still angry. You're still scared. I was just so scared. That ain't going to free you up. You must be born again. You must return to the Father. Men have been feminized by their mama and the women of the world. And weak men like that, encouraging them to be that way. There's no strength in that. Zero. There will come a day or time when I return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. I want to show you an example of what can happen to weak men and do happen. From Wikipedia, actor Tyrese Gibson was born and raised in California. His mother raised him and his three older siblings as a single parent after his father. Tyrese Gibson left. So the mama raised her alone. Well, a mess. The dad had to get out of there. Some of you may remember that we reported on Tyrese's custody battle a few months ago. Watch this from X clip from X.
I left the courtroom during my divorce trial, and I realized that it was never love, it was just a transaction. Wow, so we did a whole marriage and did the whole duration of a child and starting a family just to find out that it was all about money, status, transaction. Imagine me being the only actor in a relationship to then realize that I was in a relationship for 5 years with one of the best actors I've ever met in my life.
Amazing. So according to Wikipedia, that was Tyrese, and his father left, and he was raised by a single mother. Amazing, huh? And they tell you emotions are good. They're lying to you. Believe it if you want. I don't mind. Stay in that world and cry like a baby and see where it gets you. Stay angry and have fear. Have fear and stay angry and see where it gets you. I'm just fine. I wish you well. I'm not judging you. I don't judge the people that love their hell. I understand it. Breitbart is reporting that Tyrese has foul, talking about emotions, right? So he's realized the woman he was with, according to him, was acting. It was never real. Finding a real marriage that's truly done under God in today's world is like finding a needle in a haystack. 99.9%. Not all. 99.9% of marriages are done in the name of evil, in the name of Satan, and they call him God. That's why they don't work. According to Wikipedia, actor Tyrese Gibson, Breitbart, I'm sorry. According to Breitbart, Tyrese has filed a lawsuit seeking $1 million from Home Depot, claiming he was racially profiled during a visit to the West Hill, California location. This is at Home Depot. The 44-year-old quote-unquote star claims he experienced outrageous discriminatory mistreatment and racial profiling. Watch this from YouTube.
You're a supervisor, right? What's your name? Corelli. Corelli? And your last name is what?
I'm not giving you.
Why not? Because you work here. and I have a problem with your energy and your unprofessionalism. So what's your last name? My problem with what just happened is that I've been living 3 blocks from here for 10 years. And if this is a policy without a pro account, why are you the first person to stop my team and my builder from coming here when I've been coming to this particular Home Depot for 10 years? I'm going to tell you what this feels like. This feels like racism.
Emotional.
And I don't pull the race card. This feels like racism. You're being a racist. And that's the truth. I don't have a racist bone in my body. And you know you got that racist energy all over you because you're not even willing to apologize, fix it, and point out the inconsistencies.
Amazing. He feels something that doesn't exist, racism. It doesn't even exist, but he feels it. Feel like going on. He feel racism. It doesn't exist. And he blaming that woman for what he feels. So my producer told me what happened. Let me see. The reason that Tyrese guy was going off on the young lady there, I thought it was in the story, but it's not. And I forgot what it was. But yes, come and tell the people what started. Cause it didn't say why he was yelling at her. Amazing. Black folks, black people, I see black people. Racism doesn't exist. So here's the backstory. Is this from Breitbart?
Yes.
This is Sean, my producer, and he has the backstory on why Tyrese was carrying on like that.
Let me just grab it so that I can say it exactly.
And apparently this is why he's looking for it. This is the first time Tyrese has claimed racism. This headline is from 2015 from Breitbart. Tyrese has according to Breitbart, Tyrese has the number from 2015. He has the number 3 album. So he can't understand why white radio stations ain't playing the hit single from the album over the airwaves. So it must be racism. They're not playing my song. What the? And so what's the story behind that? The reason he was yelling at the woman there?
So he claims that he and two...
And this is from Breitbart.
This is from Breitbart. He claims that he and 2 friends went to this Home Depot location. And when too many people began noticing him as an actor, he went to the cashier and told her that his friends could make their purchases on his credit card. And then he went to wait in the car because too many people were noticing him. And then when his 2 companions tried to use the card, Gibson says the cashier refused to allow the purchase. Gibson returned to the store to assure the cashier that it was okay, but he says that she would not even complete the purchase without him standing there with his own card.
So, according to the story, he and 2 other guys went into the store, Home Depot. He was noticed because he was famous. He had to leave. He left the store. I don't know if he had to leave, but he left. But on the way out, he told the clerk, okay, they can use my credit card.
Right.
And
then they wouldn't allow the purchase because he wasn't there with his own card to use the purchase.
And he came back in and went off.
Right.
And and that's what he called racism.
Right. Yeah, he was accusing this young lady of racism.
Black people, just because you feel that don't mean that's what the white people feel. That's in your mind, in your world, and not in their world. And you're attacking them. That could have been dealt with differently But they're told racism and feelings are good. Thank you, Sean.
No problem.
Amazing. Quick break. Back in a moment.
Than a thought to relate to.
I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father. All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. The Hake Report. Oh, the treasure chest is now open on D-Live. It's time to wake up, folks. It really, really is. Things are going to get worse because the human heart is evil. There's no love. The human heart is evil. There is no love. And it's going to get worse. Look at families, co-workers, marriages, friendships, everything. It's just the government, the media, all egos fighting egos. There is no love. And if you're not free within, you're headed for a bad situation. You could be free right here on earth. You don't have to wait until you die. If anyone tells you that, they're lying to you. The kingdom of heaven is here, inside of us and above. You can have it right now. You can be free in the midst of all this stuff. You can have peace. But you must forgive. Forgive mama. Return to your father. And through your earthly father, you return to God. You ain't going to get to God as long as you're angry at your mother or your father. It's not going to happen. I wouldn't recommend you be angry at either one. But if you just gotta be angry, you ain't got nothing else to do, you just want to be angry, you love your anger, it's best to have it toward the mother and not the father. When you hate the father, you're hating the son. And when you hate the son, you hate God. How can you say you love God and who you never seen and hate your father? Men represent the Father on earth. They are the light of the world and the salt of the earth. You hate the light. How can you enter the light when you hate the light? Love your fathers by forgiving them for not protecting you from your mama. It's best not to resent either one of them if you really want to be free. The world, human beings are the world, right? And they're in a mess. It's so much hatred, it's not even funny. Because that's what's being pushed now. Anyway, the Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. the Hake Report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And at 11, right after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV from 11 to noon to 12 p.m. Pacific time. And after that, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. A lot going on. And thank you all for your support to get all this, to make it all happen. We appreciate it. You got a lot more to do. You can support us by donating to cash.app/bondjlp. Cash.app/bondjlp. And donate and have your comments read out loud. Go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP. Buy me a coffee. Or coffee.com/JLP. All right? JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. JLP Talk. Dexter is a first-time caller out of Texas. Dexter, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey, Dexter. Dexter, no Dexter. All right. He waited a while. I don't know if he's still there. Maybe have a little phone call problem. Oh, I forgot to do the super chat, and we'll come back to the phone. Super chat. Thank you for reminding me. Hey, super. We got to get to the super chats. 888-7753-773. Super.
A coffee from buymeacoffee.talk. Star Sion says, caller sticking up for Nigeria. LOL, lots of laughs. This was this past hour.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe the first hour, I forget.
Yeah, first hour.
They don't even like American blacks. They like to copy the rap songs and their degeneracy. I do not understand why black people, including Africa, and I am from Africa, that they fight each other. They don't even get along, Jesse. Families fighting against families, tribe against tribe. They're one blood, but destruction, they will all rise. For destruction, they will all rise up. Before revenging Whitey, work out your problems within your own community. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Hassan Yeezy and Jesse Figurine.
Oh, amazing. And you're right. It's interesting. And I know why the blacks are so, their nature is so violent. But it's interesting to hear other blacks encourage blacks to be so violent, to have a violent nature. They justify being violent. And as a result of that, the people who are watching, other races who are watching the blacks be violent, they use the blacks for destruction to get what they want. And the blacks are happy to be used for destruction. You're not supposed to be happy about being angry. But I understand you love your misery. I do understand it. But they have a violent nature. And it wasn't like that. Even though that guy was trying to justify it, it wasn't like that when I was growing up. Of course, there were some blacks who left the South and moved to up north, and they fell in the hands of the so-called black leaders up there, and they went to hell in a handbasket. What the? Amazing. Thank you, Sion.
That was not the pithiest of supers, but we appreciate the support always. Mike Young bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, it's so sad how angry and hateful the African caller is of white people. And yes, he hates white people. But at the same time, we can't seem to get these same angry callers to get angry when the black youth is being killed as gang members in the inner cities. And you said it best. What an idiot.
Oh, amazing. There's no love. So they don't love themselves. They don't love other black people, and they don't love white people. There's no love in anger. No love. There ain't no way you're going to treat your neighbor as you would like to be treated or treat others, because you're treating them the way you're treating yourself. A mess. Thank you, Mike.
Nangiti Aviankoi bought 3 coffees. Hi, Jesse. My answer to the biblical question.
Are you in control of your life?
No, I am not in control of my life. It is a spiritual battle between good and evil. There is no I or my life, quote unquote. I do what I need to do to stay present with pure love. God is in the here and now. Your teachings with the silent prayer is a powerful, non-negotiable exercise in this. I especially love the one that teaches you to pray in silence with your hands together on your SoundCloud. I'm doing it more and more on my own without needing the recording. While talking, I find myself putting my fingertips together. Powerful stuff. Connections feel so much deeper now. Staying in the presence. That's all I need to do. Bless y'all.
Be still and know the truth, and the truth will make you free. When you be still and know it, you're walking with the truth to come down into you. And it will give you life. It will give you real life and take away the abnormal life. Amazing. Stay with it. Thank you.
Stan69 donated a Ninja Guinea on D Live saying, y'all got JLP, this one, looking more and more like a Mexican every week. What the? Where do you get him fixed up?
Because Daniel, a Mexican man that attends our service, a member of the service there in church fellowship, he is dressing up the horse now, right, Hassan?
Yeah, Daniel's got him in full outlaw mode.
A lot of Mexican cowboys over there.
Evidently. But thank you.
Clint Eastwood wore a poncho like that.
Where's Clint Eastwood now?
In heaven.
No, he's still making films.
He's still alive?
Yes.
What are you about in heaven?
In the kingdom of heaven. Maybe he is a Christian. Maybe.
What?
Maybe he's a Christian in the kingdom of heaven living on earth.
Hola.
I was just playing around.
Clint Eastwood is alive, and as far as I know, well.
Speaking of that.
Disavow, Hake.
Hola. Mamma mia.
Greenwall gave a diamond. What do you think about out-of-body experiences?
Interesting. I don't think I ever had one. I wouldn't recommend them.
Yeah, you recommend keeping your mind with your body.
Yeah, because when you come back, the devil might be there. While you're away from the body, the devil come and place another evil spirit in there. What the? So I wouldn't recommend it. Thank you.
Hannes O'Callaghan bought a coffee. My answer to the biblical question?
Are you in control of your life?
No, I am not in control of my life because I never was in control. Because for most of my life, the devil was in control of me. Now, God is in control. Although there are some deep-rooted wishes of mine that God appears to be fulfilling for me without any effort on my part, he says.
Amazing. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you.
Big Daddy Dave bought 5 coffees. Jesse, happy birthday to me. Amazing. Thanks for helping me get rid of the mama spirit, a.k.a. beta spirit.
Amazing. You're welcome. Thank you. Stay with it. Stay with it. You must listen, folks. This is so important. You must be born again. You must be born again. You got to overcome the spirit of evil, the nature, the mindset, the emotions of evil, and be born of the Father. Ain't no way around it. You can go up in the mountain and cry up there in Joshua Tree and cry till the cows come home. You just be crying. That's all going to happen. Ain't nothing going to change. You just have a fake feeling of feeling good for a moment. As soon as the tears are dried up, you're back in your hell. As a matter of fact, you never leave the hell. It just feels like you leave the hell, but you don't. Amazing. Thank you.
By the way, Mr. JS says Clint Eastwood is 93 years old.
Nice.
Nice age.
Yeah. Long life.
Henry Ford
Thank you for that.
Henry Ford Lives with a Diamond says Cali was 88% white in 1950. Now it's less than 35%.
This is why the white folk, y'all better be trying to have some babies. What the? Because if you go down and you become the minority in your own town, it's over. They already, by you being the majority, they already wearing you down. What do you think going to happen if you become the minority? Get busy, have white babies. Otherwise, it's over. Ask the folks in South Africa. They'll tell you. Amazing. Thank you.
Kofi19 on Rumble says, men, stop your blood blood clot crying. Beta.
What a beta. Thank you. You're right.
Star Zion bought a coffee trying to force Hake to cringe, and it's working. Jesse Pookie, you notice how when they became big money celebrities, money bags emoji, black guys tend to upgrade, getting with exoticals who are after their money and dropping their old hood relationship from back when they were broken and nobody. Tyrese got, she says.
Because, yeah, they leave the hood. They leave the hood. And the area that, according to that story, the area that Tyrese lives in is predominantly white, and it's beautiful. At least for now, it's beautiful. Amazing. Thank you, Sion. Absolutely.
And Evgeny Crosby with a couple of diamonds. Jason from Buffalo and Tony from California are in West Hell waiting for all of us, he says.
What?
And thanks, guys. I do believe that's all for now.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Amazing. It's cold in here.
Nice.
Black people don't like cold weather. What the? Hate, love it. Cold in the studio.
I turned it up.
And you don't have to turn it up. Just do something. Turn it down or something. What? There's a line open at 888-7753-773. Let's go to Rick out of Virginia. Rick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jess. Everybody and their mama will listen to the Jesse Lee Peterson show for knowledge today, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Man, let me ask you a question. You know, it seems like the Democratic Party is so evil. Why are they so hard up on pushing the alphabet group and transgender men or either alternate man? They pushing that so hard. They even got it in the defense bill as part of the defense bill to be able to fund if a man wants to remove his private areas to become a woman.
Because they know that they can do it now. They have gotten rid of the men, and they know that the women. They have gotten rid of the men by feminizing them. And then they know that the women are on an ego trip, the mother of the children are on an ego trip, and that she want to go out and pretend she's equal to a man. And so they're doing that because they know that the parents don't care. Parents don't love their children, and so they're doing it in order to control.
Wow. Well, we need to thank God for one senator in Alabama. He's blocking it right now, and I understand why he's blocking it. Matter of fact, I ran into a guy yesterday. He was like saying, I had on my Alabama Crimson Tide keychain.
Sweet home Alabama.
Yeah, man. You know, he was like saying, what's wrong with your senator? Black guy. He was saying, what's wrong with your senator holding up the defense bill? I said, why is he holding up the defense bill? He said he had a problem with transgenders and, and the alphabet group, because they want men to be able to, wear ponytails and everything in the military now. So he's blocking. I said, that he is? Well, thank God for him then. I'm gonna write it up and tell him keep on standing.
That's right.
But it ain't about that, it's about the money. I said, well, no, what it is about Biden cares nothing about the defense bill. He just more worried about the transgenders and moving the alphabet group. That's what he's worried about.
Rick, do you think
he don't care nothing about the defense.
Do you believe that men should play in women's sports?
No.
Why not?
Men, you know what? Men play in women's sports?
Right. Should men play in women's sport?
I say men stay in men's stuff and men stay out of women's stuff. Look, okay, let me give you an example, Jeff.
So let me ask her, do you believe that men should play in women's sport?
No.
And why not?
I believe so because, like I said, women's sports, women and men are different. We are superior than women when it comes to strength and physical ability, you see? So, like, for example, now, since Biden got, transgender men can compete in women's sports, let's say, like, for wrestling. When women wrestle, it's more competitive. If you got a transgender man going to wrestle a woman, he's going to beat the mess out of that woman, Jeff.
And should women play in men's sports?
No.
And so
Okay,
why
just
do
like-
you think that the very women who are complaining about men playing in women's sport believe that it's okay for women to play in men's sport?
It wouldn't even be the. It wouldn't. Even, well, they could thank Sleepy Joe Biden and the long-legged.
No,
Bank
I'm
daddy
asking you,
president.
why are these women complaining that
Well,
when men
it's
play
like-
in women's sport, but they're happy when women play in men's sport?
It's like you said before, just it's an ego thing. They
Yeah.
want to be equal to men. They want to be women want to be equal to men. That's what it's all about. Just like, for example, I like if I'm watching football, I want to see the men in the NFL play. I do not want to see women playing in the NFL because they put a hit on her for real. And to me, if she do decide to play in a man's sport, I don't think men should let up. They should hit her as hard as they would if she was a man.
They shouldn't even let her in the sport.
Right. I hope they don't. But they want to be equal, just, but they don't want to go through the physical trials of being a man when it comes to it.
Right.
They don't mind being equal when it comes to money.
It reminds me of the blacks. The blacks want what the white man have, but they don't want to earn it.
You know, it's so sad, Justin. It's like I noticed in the black community, they can't run businesses. Everybody has a business in the black community, all except black. And the only thing blacks are good at, to me, in my opinion, in today's world, is hollering and screaming racism every chance they get.
Yeah. Amazing.
That's not going to bring them wealth.
Yeah. What a mess.
Yeah, man. Do you think it's any hope for blacks, Justin? What do you think?
No. There are some blacks who are waking up, men and women. I talk to them, I counsel with them. They attend the men's forum, women's forum, they attend the fellowship, and they listen to the show around the world. And a few are waking up, that's for sure, and they just didn't know. They called to the show sometime. Matter of fact, there was a black woman and a black man called the show, your husband and wife, and they were waking up, and they just didn't know. They weren't able to see. So there are a few who are waking up, but for most blacks, there's no hope at all.
I agree. They said they only they being led by Roland Martin. You remember that time during the pandemic time, Jeff?
Let me just say this to you. I got to run, Rick, because of time. I want to squeeze in more calls. But thank you, man. I got to run, all right?
Okay, love you, Justin. I'll hit y'all tomorrow. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, buddy. Let me go to Paulie out of North Carolina. Paulie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
He black.
Hey, Paulie.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey.
Hey, long time no speak. Hey, I thought I would add on to the Nigerian caller, the Jason caller, and Tony. You know, we all know, and it's sad to say, I'm white. Okay, my wife is black. Well, she's Hispanic, but she's your complexion. But she black. But it's interesting.
So you're married to
black.
you were married to a Hispanic woman or a black woman?
Well, if you were to see a black person, the first thing she would say is, "She black," but she's Hispanic.
She's Hispanic. Okay,
she's Hispanic. She's
all right.
Hispanic, but if she's your complexion. But in America, you would say she's black, right? Because in Hispanic culture, they're very racist against each other. If you want to use that stupid word, but they don't make no big deal about it. But I just
you
wanted
know
to make,
what I've noticed about that, Paula, is that all cultures, never mind the color, male and female, they all fight with one another. That's what group people do. They fight with another. But black people won't admit, not all, but most won't admit that, and they just pretend the white people are against them, and they don't know that the same thing. They do know it, but they won't say it. The same thing happens in all cultures.
It's like exactly. It's like Jason, the caller that always calls you, the young kid.
Jason's not
Nigerian
young.
guy.
How old do you think Jason is?
Whatever the case may be, his mentality is young.
He's
I
like
don't know.
40-something years old. What the?
Well, Jason calls you up. That black guy calls you up. Tony, we know you black. You fill out applications saying you're black. You got PP money saying you're black. You get WIC, welfare. You do everything to get advantage by saying you're black. But then when you call Jesse up, you try to use manipulative tactics and reverse psychology tactics to gain some sort of advantage on him. But the bottom line is this. Jesse is absolutely right. I can tell you this from experience.
Paulie, I'm sorry to cut you off, man, but I gotta run. I was trying to rush Rick and the other caller. I was trying to get to more calls. I couldn't. Tomorrow, we will get to your calls. If you can call back tomorrow. The Hake Report is coming up now. TheHakeReport.com. After that, Joel Friday TV at 11. And then after that, the American Anchor Baby. Become your own man, folks. Become your own woman. It's going to get worse in the world because human beings are evil. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And evil people love trying to bring misery upon other people to make themselves feel temporarily better. It doesn't work. Abraham is the first time caller. I am from Delaware. Darius from Texas. Jason, the first time caller out of Tennessee. And the caller that just dropped. I'm out of time. Tomorrow is Manhood Hour. I'll be back tomorrow. The Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Go and forgive. Do the silent prayer. Wake up. Wake up before it's too late. Thank you all for your super chats and everything. I am out of time. Have a good day. Away.
Must know that's so you get something went wrong, but
check. I had to get on the track one time. Joel Friday here. Check. Look, stand up. We got fighting to do. We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you. He put that lightning in you. Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understanding the lose? You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up, man up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if you don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
must know that's so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause that's so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step with faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.
Thank